Here I'm taking apart a boiler for a tune-up. I've taken some of the burners out. This is a newer Burnham boiler. These just kind of clip onto the manifold. So all you do is reach in right at the manifold, pull up on the front of it, it snaps out, and then you just kind of pull it out. Pretty simple. And just want to make sure that there's a lot of tiny ports. There's the main parts, and then there's on the side, there's little, on these Burnhams, they have little tiny holes. And just take a brush. You can do plastic brush is fine. If they're really bad, you might need a wire brush to get some of the junk off. You just want to make sure those are open. Make sure there's no junk up inside the whole thing. So just tap it out. I don't know if you can see, there's quite a bit came out onto the floor here. And I have all these here. But this all came out of the inside. And so we're just trying to clean up whatever we can inside the boiler. So just want to get everything we can out of the boiler. And this has quite a few, so I'm taking all of those, tapping them out, brush it off, make sure all the ports are open so the gas can flow freely. It doesn't make a difference what order these go in, except for the pilot, the one with the pilot assembly. You want to make sure that that pilot assembly goes back in the same place. If you can't tell based on the manifold, sometimes there's a gap. But if you can't tell, I'd suggest you mark it on the manifold which one the pilot is supposed to go on. But this one you can tell. A lot of times they go right in the middle, but sometimes they're on the ends. So just make a note of that you know which one goes where. So the pilot one is really the only one that makes a difference, and it will have a mount on it for the pilot assembly, whereas the other ones do not. So they're pretty easy to tell the difference. And I've gotten down to the last one. Shake it out, brush it off. And as I've got all those out, then what we're going to do is actually look inside the boiler. And we're going to clean out the bottom. I'm going to take the pilot assembly out and clean that up. I'm going to use my inspection mirror, and I'm going to look up inside to make sure that there's not a lot of soot building up between the heat exchangers, because that will cause flame rollout, bad combustion, bad inefficiencies. I'm also going to look at the manifold on each one of these ports, each orifice. Just make sure that there's nothing blocking. We've actually had to take these out before, and they just screw out and screw back in. But we've had to take them out, and spiders or whatever have actually made a nest inside these ports on some of the bigger units. And you won't get any gas coming through here, so you'll see one of the, when you light these up, you'll see that one of the tubes won't have any flame. So then you'll know to take that off and to clean it out, and then just put it right back. Just make a note that you want to, whatever you take apart, you want to make sure you know how it came apart so you can put it back together the same way. They're pretty simple, but just make sure you know how it goes together. Alright, I'm going to move on to the next section.